Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to go through my updated 5-star reads. So I'm doing updated because there's a lot of books I read even like a year or 2 years ago that I don't feel the same and aren't 5 stars to me anymore. So we're going to do the books that are recent 5 stars and then also 5 stars that have stuck with me throughout my time of reading, which has been about a couple of years. So we're going to start with romance and then go to fantasy. So my first 5-star in the romance genre are pretty much all of Ali Hazelwood's books. So I have The Love Hypothesis. This is about Olive and Adam. I had to look to remember. I think what I liked most about this book, and all of these really, is that they're all about female in STEM. So this one was an easy 5-star. This one became popular like right around the time I started reading, and it's one of the first books I read. And then Love on the Brain, I know a lot of people had mixed opinions on this one, but I really enjoyed it. I know a lot of people were thinking it was the same as The Love Hypothesis, but I thought they were pretty different. And then this one I recently read, which is Love Theoretically. I love the characters. This one is probably my favorite besides The Love Hypothesis, and I highly recommend all of these books. 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I don't even remember when I read this, but it's just such a unique book, and her writing is so different compared to everyone else's. And I don't know, it's told in an interview-based, what am I thinking of? She's doing an interview about her life. So you get to see like the present day, and then also she goes through every single husband that she's had and how that changed her career. And there's also a plot twist at the end, which if you read this, you know what I'm talking about. But I definitely want to reread this. My one and only book from Emily McIntyre, which is Hooked. I also have Scarred and Wretched, and then she also has Twisted and what was the newest one? I can't remember, but it's the Hunchback of Notre Dame retelling. But this one was the first one I read. I read this around January, I think. Like, I thought about this book, the characters, for so long after I read it. And it's a Peter Pan retelling. So, I mean, it talks about James, which is, he's supposed to be like Captain Hook. And all of them are like the villain is the one that gets the girl. If you like Disney movies and villains, I would definitely recommend this. I have not read her other books, but I know a lot of people really enjoy them, and I want to pick them up soon. One of probably my favorite romances of all time and this year, When in Rome and Practice Makes Perfect by Sarah Adams. Her writing is just, I love it. It makes me so happy, and the characters are just amazing. When you read this, you actually feel like you're in their small town with them. And I cannot wait until she comes out with the other books in the series, because I already want to reread them. I know I said that in my last video. They're really good. The Unhoneymooners and then Love in Other Words. This one I read, I want to say a year ago. It's been a while, but I definitely want to reread this year, or maybe next year, depending on if I can get to it. I have so many books that I want to read, and then all the authors are coming out with amazing books, so it's hard to reread books sometimes. This is about Macy and Elliot, and it's childhood friends to lovers, and they're both book lovers, which I love when characters are book lovers, when you're also a book lover. And I don't know, the cover is really cute. And I'm sure if you haven't seen this, definitely go read it because it's really good. The other Christina Lauren book is The Unhoneymooners. I read this summer. I feel like it's a really perfect summery book. It takes place most of the book is in Hawaii. It's about Olive and Ethan. And she is the maid of honor and he is the best man, and they end up going on the honeymoon, but they have to pretend to be the bride and groom. So it's really funny. I was definitely laughing out loud at this, but I know some people have mixed reviews on this one as well, but I thought it was really good. Now our fantasy, I have 2 series here. One is the Caraval trilogy. I love Stephanie Garber's writing. It's so magical and just the characters are amazing. I really enjoyed this entire trilogy. All of them are 5 stars for me. Caraval is I can't even remember her name. I'm so bad with names. Scarlet, is that her name? Yeah. So the first one is about Scarlet, and Caraval is a game. So it all feels really real, but it's a fake game usually, but it says remember it's only a game. And Legendary is about her sister Donatella. Finale is the final one, and we get to see Jax, the Prince of Hearts, which his book, he's in Once Upon a Broken Heart, and then The Ballad of Never After, and then the 3rd one comes out soon, A Curse for True Love, and that has Jax in it. So if you read these and really enjoyed Jax's character, definitely pick up those books. I'm sure you've already seen them or probably have read them, but I have not. But I know it'll be a 5-star for me. The last fantasy series is acotar. So most of these were 5 stars. The novella, A Court of what is it? A Court of what is it? A Court of Frost and Starlight. I actually gave 4 stars just because, I don't know, I feel like this was a good breakup of the books. Like, they're all really intense and there's a lot going on, and this one was just, I mean, it took place around Christmas time, her winter solstice, and it was fun. But I feel like you have to read this before you read A Court of Silver Flames, because this leads into the 2 characters that are in this book and their point of view. So a lot of people say to skip this, and they choose to skip this, but I would definitely read it before you read this book. And I'd also say A Court of Thorns and Roses, the first book, is definitely slower than the rest of them, but it took me a while to get into it because it's really slow in the beginning. You're getting used to the world, getting used to the characters, but once you get halfway, you're gonna fly through it. It's super good. The whole acotar series, definitely recommend. It's I think this might be the second fantasy series that I read. And the first 2 fantasy series I read, I gave 5 stars, which was Caraval and then this one. And I feel like they're both very easy. So if you haven't read fantasy before and you're kind of intimidated to go into it, both the acotar and Caraval is a good place to start, I feel like. Let me know if they are also your 5 stars or if you have different opinions, because I love seeing what other people think about my favorite books. As long as it's not too harsh of a review, because we all have those books that we love and the bad reviews kind of hurt a little bit. But I'm curious to know, because I feel like a lot of my 5-star books are more popular books, which is fine because they're popular for a reason. They're all amazing. But definitely try some of these out. If you're new into reading, these are good books to start out as well. Please give it a thumbs up if you like this video and subscribe if you are not already. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!